Today's video is sponsored by Let's Cuddle. How many hours of sleep do you usually get each night? Is it the right amount that your body needs? What sleep tips and aids do you swear by? Just how much do you really know about sleep? So why don't you grab your phone or your laptop and let's cuddle as we uncover some shocking truths about sleep. I'm Mike with List25, and get ready to roll back the covers on 25 sleep myths that are actually false. But before we begin, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, comment, click that notification bell so you don't miss out on any new content. Let's go. "25. Snoring is no big deal. A little bit of occasional light snoring is normal and okay. However, loud and or chronic snoring can be a sign of obstructive sleep apnea. This breathing disorder can disrupt sleep cycles and interfere with proper oxygen flow. This is not to mention the disruption that it can cause anyone sleeping next to the snorer. And speaking of getting a good night's sleep, huge thanks to today's sponsor, Let's Cuddle. Do you ever want to feel like you're being, hugged all night long? Do you suffer from anxiety? Well, the people over at Let's Cuddle have developed the Cuddler. Yes, catchy, I know. It's a hand-knitted weighted blanket made from recycled bottles, around 250 of them. Plus, they're safe for kids and pets because of the knitted breathable material. The blanket, not the bottles. Now, I like that snow one you're holding, Mike, but what if I want mine to match my decor, I can hear you saying? Well, you're in luck, as they come in 6 different colors: snow, fog, ash, peony, dust, and sand. On top of that, no pun intended, you can even choose between three different weights, 10, 15, or 20 pounds. So make sure to check out the link in the description below and pick up one today. You'll be sleeping all snuggly, or should I say cuddly, in no time. Yes. 24. When you sleep doesn't matter. Whether you're a morning person or a night owl, sleep cycles are wired to your body's internal clock, circadian rhythm, which adjusts to your environment. When you try to bunk your circadian rhythm, you can experience adverse mental and cardiovascular health. 23. Some people really only need 5 hours of sleep, maybe less. Yeah, if only. This is probably one of the most common myths, as so many of us would like to believe it. The truth is, unless you are the 1 in 4 million people with a specific genetic mutation, this is not in any way accurate. 22. More sleep is better. While too little sleep is harmful, too much sleep can also wreak havoc on your brain and body. Unless you're recovering from an illness or are dealing with other such circumstances, too much sleep can signal underlying health issues. 21. Your body will get used to sleeping less. Okay, so we've established that too much or too little sleep is no good, but what if we just train our bodies to need less? It sounds legit, right? Well, sorry to burst your bubble, but adjusting to getting less sleep each night might seem like a matter of training, and you might accept and anticipate surviving on less sleep, but your body will eventually tell you the truth. Consistently working with fewer hours of sleep can lead to severe health problems. The daytime slumps may stabilize, but you'll soon experience changes in metabolism, mood, focus, creativity, decision-making, heart health, mental health, and changes in the immune system and hormone production. 20. Sleep duration is all that matters. While the amount of sleep you get is vitally important, sleep quality is just as important. You might be asking yourself, what qualifies as quality sleep? Well, the answer lies in continuity. You experience many cycles during sleep, and if those cycles are repeatedly interrupted, there's a chance your body isn't getting the restoration it needs to properly function. 19. Being able to sleep anytime, anywhere is a sign of a healthy sleep system. In reality, it's a sign of chronic sleep deprivation or another underlying sleep issue. 18. Older adults get more sleep. Well, the opposite is actually true. While it's unclear if older adults need fewer hours of sleep, studies show they do in fact get less. The reason for this is unclear, but it could be related to a lot of other medical conditions that adults are more likely to experience as they get older. 17. If you can't sleep, it's best to stay in bed and wait it out. Researchers recommend getting out of bed and staying up until you're tired, but keep the phone away. Blue light is a big no-no, and it'll make it much harder for you to catch those Z's. 16. Still can't sleep? Lying in bed with your eyes closed is almost as good as sleeping. The reason this is a myth has to do with brain activity. Endocrine, metabolic, and cardiovascular systems and cognition behave differently when you're asleep versus when you're awake. A few centers in the brain behave more in an on or off status, and simply closing your eyes won't trigger the off switch. Core body temperature is also much lower during sleep. 15. Good sleepers are entirely still. Unless there are dangerous movements like sleepwalking, a bit of movement is completely normal. 14. Hitting the snooze button is a good way to get a few more minutes of sleep. The main problem with hitting that snooze button repeatedly is that it's disruptive. Falling back to sleep after hitting snooze starts a new sleep cycle, which is then interrupted and interrupted and interrupted, and this can easily lead to moodiness and a decrease in mental flexibility. 13. Your brain shuts down while you're sleeping. This myth couldn't be further from the truth. Your brain is actually quite active during certain stages of sleep. Sometimes it's just as active as when you're awake. However, the type of brain activity is different, and it ties into why quality sleep is important to memory, emotional processing, and effective thinking. 12. Warmer bedrooms are better than cooler ones for sleeping. Sleep scientists say the ideal temperatures for sleep are between 65 and 70 degrees Fahrenheit. I know that might sound too cold for some of you, but remember, there's nothing like snuggling under the perfect blanket. Yeah, I brought it back. Yeah, it's still heavy. That's the point. 11. Teenagers don't sleep enough because they choose to stay up too late. Did you know that more than 70% of high schoolers get less sleep than recommended? While hanging out with friends, binging on Netflix, and basking in too much blue light certainly don't help, it's also true that the biological changes in puberty will shift the circadian rhythm back roughly 2 hours. 10. Exercising at night makes it harder to sleep. This might be true for some people, especially if they're into very intense workouts. However, most survey and research data suggests that it doesn't impact sleep as much as you'd think. While more research is needed to thoroughly debunk this myth, it's worth noting that, as a whole, regular exercise positively impacts sleep. So, if right before you go to bed is the only time you can work out, the pros still outweigh the possible cons. 9. Lack of sleep? A nap will make up for that. At this point, you'll notice that you can't really substitute proper sleep. Naps are great in a pinch and can give a quick boost of energy, but it's not the same. Why? Because your body doesn't go through the same stages as it does when you sleep at night. In fact, regular napping can make it harder to go to sleep at night. 8. Remembering your dreams is a sign of a good night's sleep. There is a correlation between length of sleep and remembering dreams, more and longer REM cycles. However, regardless of sleep duration, if someone is woken up from REM sleep, they will likely remember what they were dreaming about. While more studies need to be designed and carried out, it seems like there is little support for this myth. 7. Turkey and warm milk will help you sleep. Milk and turkey, along with nuts, fish, dark greens, and seeds, are rich in the amino acid tryptophan. Tryptophan is essential for our sleep and general overall well-being because it helps your brain produce melatonin and serotonin. 6. Just one night of sleep deprivation can have lasting negative consequences. Sleep deprivation is no joke. It can have severe consequences on the brain and cardiovascular function. However, there's good news. Current studies show that people return to baseline functionality after enough sleep recovery, as long as sleep deprivation isn't chronic. The bottom line, as long as sleep deprivation is not a normal part of your life, 1 or 2 nights won't have long-lasting effects. 5. Watching TV is a great way to unwind before sleep. I'm sure many of us are guilty of this one, at least on one occasion. I sure am. It's easy to get sucked into a show and pass out in front of the tube. However, current data shows that those who routinely watch TV within 30 minutes of bedtime have shorter sleep duration. Watching TV can wake up the brain and make it more likely that you'll have difficulty sleeping correctly. 4. You only dream during REM sleep. The truth is you can dream during any stage of the sleep cycle. The main difference is the content and types of dreams you have. The purple ice cream you're eating that turns into a skating rink with a hockey-playing polar bear is more of a REM-type dream. Less vivid and interesting dreams are more likely to happen during other parts of the sleep cycle. 3. Blasting the radio and AC will help you stay awake while driving. There are no studies that suggest the radio or AC tricks are effective. Caffeine will help more, if you have time for it to kick in. However, if you're exhausted to the point of needing your radio or AC on blast, the best thing to do is to stay off the road. Period. Pull over, take a nap, or just stop for the night. 2. Alcohol is a great way to get to sleep. Okay, a drink or two before bed might chill you out enough to sleep, but alcohol is no bueno for staying asleep. Alcohol can throw off sleep cycles, and it's easier for sleep to be interrupted. There's also the fact that alcohol will make snoring and apnea worse. Your best bet for a great night of sleep? Ditch the nightcap. 1. Sleeping with a nightlight is harmless. Remember how our circadian rhythm adjusts to our environment and light changes? Well, sleeping with any light on can affect that rhythm and cause you to wake up more throughout the night. It's also linked to eye strain and weight gain. Blackout curtains, anyone? So, what are some other sleep myths that you know that have been debunked? Let us know in the comments below. And like I said before, like, share, comment, subscribe. Thank you guys so much. And as always, I'll see you next time.
Enjoying our lists? Be sure to click that subscribe button and the notification bell so you don't miss out on new videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Share them with your friends and help us consistently conciliate curiosity. And if you want even more lists, check out these videos here or just head to our website at list25.com.